I'm very interested in Darren Till. It turns out I'm a big Darren Till fan. I didn't actually know this about myself. So, Samara Khan is possibly Till's biggest fan. So, I follow a lot of the things that Samara talks about on social media, which forces me inadvertently to be following Darren Till. However, I've never seen him do anything that I didn't find interesting. And I don't have much of a critique of Till. I have one critique that would be considered a hot take, which is he hates fighting. But I don't mean it as an insult. And over time, no matter how much you love fighting, you will love it less. And as much as you want to fight, over time, you're going to want to fight less. And as many times as you have a fight, no matter your degree of enjoyment, you're going to want to do it less. So I don't ever mean it as an insult of Darren, but there is moments within his career where I can openly tell he doesn't want to be doing this now. Darren's on my mind. Darren went and did an interview. He's talking about that he's going to return to the UFC. And somebody tried to like smear his face in it like the puppy that missed the paper and remind him that he lost his last UFC fight. Well, that doesn't sound good. The guy leaves the UFC and he took a break. Oh, by the way, he's coming off a loss. He's probably not coming back. Well, unless you lose to a guy who turns out everybody else lost to, Darren Till's last loss was Dricus Du Plessis. And I knew that. I knew all these things. I watched the fight, but I didn't really think of it. I mean, at the time that Till got beat, there was a little bit more to it. They went into the third round, and it was very clearly one round apiece. And Till came out of that fight, and he had a very significant injury. I think it was an ACL. If I'm wrong, it was an MCL. But it was a very meaningful injury. So now, with an extremely relevant injury, Till's 2-1 with the world champion? I mean, he fought the son of a bitch 3 times. He beat him 1 of those rounds. He lost to him 2 of those rounds. I mean, not for nothing, like looking back on Till's career, remembering how competitive it was, remembering the adversity that he dealt with to still find himself in a competitive fair. Oh, by the way, and then getting it brought to your attention that was against Dricus Du Plessis. Du Plessis was ranked nothing. Du Plessis was supposed to be jerking the curtain, and Bo Nickel was making his debut and was going to debut on television. That was the thing. That's the very match that he argued about, that the UFC ended up moving it and bumps it up one. That was against Darren Till. And if you do go back and you look at that, that fight does look very different. Like Darren Till versus Dricus Du Plessis, knowing what we know now, reminding you of the injury, which was very legitimate, reminding you of the competitiveness, went all the way to the third round. And then reminding you that Dricus walked through Whitaker after that, became the world champion after that, went through Izzy after that, went back through Strickland again. I mean, not for nothing, if you want to go and see the closest and most competitive match that Dricus Du Plessis has had in the last 2 years, you would be right to conclude it was against Darren Till.